Hello everyone, today we're doing a reading on, I was going to say Haleigh Cummings. That's because I watched a bit of the Carly Gregg trial. Has anyone seen that? I mean, let me know what your thoughts are. I just, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are if you've seen it. If not, it might be one that you wish to see. Okay, so today we're doing a reading on Haleigh Cummings. I have my notes that I've been taking as I've been going around thinking. What do I know about this? I'll probably pull up a little bit more. I did look a little bit into some things. So what I know is that Haleigh Cummings, her body has not been found. Remember, disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please use your own fact finding. If this gets too messy, or I think of questions that are highly sensitive, there'll be an extended, but I think we're going to do a full reading here. There'll be an extended on Patreon members, and it will and you can also maybe ask any questions you've got on those member Patreon kind of recordings and lives. She was last seen on the 9th of February 2009. So this case is 15 years old. Nobody's been found of Haleigh, and she's been reported missing since the 10th of February 2009. Haleigh was 5 years old at the time, and this is from the state of Florida in US. I understand that her father and mother, biological, were divorced or divorcing or separated. Haleigh was living with her father, and I looked a couple of clips, and I'm probably not bringing anything new to you, but before I looked at the clips, I felt like there was the substance of drugs. And when I looked at the clips, I mean, it's so clear. It's so clear, you know, like, do you ever watch Summer Wells's mother when she's talking? And this, her father had a girlfriend, and originally they thought it was a babysitter, I believe, or a girlfriend. Some people said girlfriend, and I think it was a girlfriend. And she was looking after Haleigh at that evening. Now, what I didn't look up, because I felt there was another energy. I felt like there might have been a younger, I'm not sure if younger or older. I think it might have been a younger sibling there, and I don't know if it's a biological brother to Haleigh. This is something I did look up. Sometimes when I want to look up a bit of information, I might get exposed to other information. But I've got it here that I felt like the brother was sleeping. I don't know why I'm really intrigued to know if the brother was younger or older, or if it was the bio brother as well. But anyway, so basically where they lived, which I also feel like it's not totally isolated, but I don't think like there's a road with neighborhoods and really, really close-knit houses next to each other. I feel like it's a bit urban remote. I didn't write the area in Florida. I probably presume not high working class, let's put it that way. I think the spotlight has been pointed on the girlfriend, and she was only 17 at the time while she'd babysit the kids. The father would be at work, and I believe he worked nights, and he finished off around like 3 a.m. or 5 a.m. There was a 911 call around 3:30 a.m. on the 10th of February 2009 to report Haleigh missing. By that time, I think the father had arrived. And the story is that this babysitter, the girlfriend, Mitzi, is it Mitzi or Misty? Mitzi would be, I shouldn't say funny. Okay, just in case it is. Those of you that saw the Trump reading, look at the candle, no black smoke, and look how high it is, or how low in comparison to yesterday. Just to show you what I meant by yesterday, going, kind of having a bit of a moment about the reading and the energies. Let me know in the comments if you saw the Trump reading. Okay, so I'm going to look at the overall energy here. I might dive into each other's energy. It might end up being then a longer read. We'll have to see. But I think what happened would be key, and then we can look into the energies. I feel like I need to dissect the evening before that 3:30 a.m. call. And please don't put comments. I don't get this from subscribers, but sometimes I feel like people say stuff and it's rumors, and they say it as if it's confirmed. This girl's body has not been found and no one's come forward. I can tell you that, you know, what I understand, the father's passed polygraph tests. The girlfriend did not. Now, with polygraph tests, what can happen is, do you know what happened? Doesn't mean that did you do this to the girl. So, you know, sometimes we have to be careful. I do think there was a bit of abuse, by the way, from the bio dad in general in that household. And I don't necessarily mean towards the kids, probably more towards the girlfriend. And I think they were both on this substance, drug. You should have got it by now. I don't know, just complications. I wish people would realize how you affect your children's lives through stuff you take. And this is even if it's not children. If you're a brother or a sister towards someone, and you're taking the torch that they have to go through, seeing you as a loved one go through this and the different forms that you become. So I've got my decks here, but Haleigh wants this one. So we are going to use this one. Okay. Just put that there. So I definitely think this babysitter knows what happened. Allegedly, she's saying she got up in the night to go to the bathroom, but not the bathroom that was in the bedroom, the guest bathroom, and she noticed like the back door or the front door was open with like a block or something. Now, let's say Haleigh woke up and decided to walk out. I don't think she's going to be able to put a block there, right? So we have to check that out. But it's always a possibility if they've not locked the door, but then it'd be very dangerous not to lock the door in a country like the US and a lot of countries. But also if you're into D, but then maybe you dozed off and you don't even know what you did. But apparently she'd put the kids to bed around 10, I think, and or earlier, 8, and she went to bed at 10, which is a bit early. I mean, talk about trying to be an angel. Let's just see what happened on the 9th, and then we'll go to the 10th, and then I'll try and dissect as we go along. I need to check the timing. So if this is ended up being an extended, we can do it as a extended on members, or even part 2 here if you vote for it. Show us what happened. Okay, so Spirit is like, not what happened to Haleigh. What was the question you want me to do first? The energies around what happened to Haleigh using this deck. And so we listen. It's a bit difficult to do it via this deck, but let's see why I'm getting to get told to do it via this deck. Okay. I didn't realize there was a second one. There's definitely feminine energy in here. The problem is that actually all the cards are feminine, so I can't do that. But I saw this and I felt it looks like her. Here we've got number 8, and we've got 2 and 4 and 2 and 6, and we've got 8, 8. I think there's earth element here with Haleigh, of where we might find her, but I will go into that later, because I did look up areas where I got actual cold energy spikes and coldness, and I've written them down so that makes it easier. So I'll be going through that. I'm not sure this girl's body is going to be found, and if it's found, it's very random. Spirit, or I was thinking that she's had a head injury, but Spirit is also showing me her chest and lung area. So I don't know if she took a thud there. But these cards are really, you know, Haleigh, you belong in paradise, you're loved. And there was a need in this relationship, or the energy around this, to set personal boundaries. And I think here it's showing me that there might have been some resentment. And it could be because there was abuse. There might have been some resentment from the stepmom. And I don't know if she said there's abuse, you know, where she should have had more personal boundaries. And, you know, these relationships, you see it all the time. Like, you know, there'd be abuse and the person will keep going back to each other. And she was only 17 at the time. But, yeah, it's interesting. And so from what I'm getting here, Haleigh's not been like trafficked and alive or something like that. She's gone, right? So that's a confirmation, and I presume there's been people read on this. For me, these things come up new because I've only just started reading on crime, especially when it comes to the US as well. But I do think there's something around, something of a head injury, and then probably her chest has been impacted. This also represents the, for me, it represents like the death card. So we've got like the death card, we've got a paradise card, you belong to paradise, and setting personal boundaries. And I feel like there's earth element. And the energy around the grey, around the case. So I'm not sure, you know, with these cards, it's kind of like Spirit wants to say, it's healthy to understand, I'm losing my voice, and look upon why your soul journey came to an end and contemplate that. It's interesting. It feels like it's more of a channeling for Haleigh. But I think this is the confirmation that she's no longer with us. And I do believe that it's involving a loved one. It might not necessarily be a direct involvement. Bit confused why Spirit want me to do that anyway. All right, so what happened to Haleigh? Let's get the 9th first. So the 9th of February 2009 will be until 12 a.m, which then we go into the 10th. And I do think on the 9th evening there was more than Misty at that place, or wherever Misty was, there was at least another person, 2 people. On the 10th, I feel like there's a high energy of what happened to Haleigh could have been from a female, so then we can see. So interesting, I think, is that the death card again as I'm shuffling? Yes. So, I mean, we've got confirmations. Let's see the 9th, please. What happened, or overall, let's just go overall. What happened to Haleigh? Okay. 9 of Cups. What happened to Haleigh? I think it was a party, and that's just been a secret. What happened to Haleigh? What happened to Haleigh Cummings? I just also want to say that I feel like the girl was, she needed medical attention regularly, and I'm not really sure what's wrong with her, but it's more generic, so it could be immunity or something around that. And I do think there was neglectfulness around her appointments. I'm not saying that she wasn't loved or etc., but also think of people that are there is neglect and carelessness, and your main priority lies somewhere else. I mean, if you're high, you're not really concentrating on things. There is secrets, obviously, which we know, but I think the secrets here is that there could have been some sort of male here. I do think that the father seems to be someone who, he's not a chauvinist necessarily, but I do think he might have ruled the house, basically. Okay, so show me what happened in Haleigh's case. Show me what happened in Haleigh's case. Okay, something took a wrong turn. Okay, something took a turn for the worst. What happened? I feel like someone also arrived at this stage. It involves the mother, so this is probably the stepmom. Not the, I can't say stepmom, the girlfriend. Okay. Okay, so I'd like to say that this is probably that there was some sort of, there could have been a party that evening or something like that. I think as the father's left for work, that's when the things took a different turn, and the mother made, or the not the stepmom, sorry, the girlfriend made, that's when she took over, obviously. There's here, I feel like it's telling me that she was holding on to some sort of resentment. Okay. I think there could have been on that evening a discussion of selling. There could be, I feel that they could have easily been involved in exchange and trafficking the substance that I mentioned. This stepmom, I feel, or I don't know why I keep saying that. I mean, did they marry at one stage? I don't know why I keep saying that. So I'm not sure if they married at one stage. I can check and tap into the energy, but I just want to concentrate here for a moment. There's something where she felt bound to this relationship. So I think they might have had a split. It seems like she would sometimes come over to babysit even when they had a bad argument or something. But they definitely, even the father, there's involvement of exchange of money for substance kind of stuff. There was a lack of emotions present, a lack of love that evening, okay? Someone was definitely feeling tied and bound to a situation. And I will get a clarity here, but it does show, again, we get a confirmation. I mean, I'm not even getting the cards that are, I'm not getting the cards that kind of say, yes, it could. I'm getting an absolute death card, aren't we, here? Even in the first oracle that gives me, that I put down as a death card, is here as well. So allegedly my opinion, remember. So we've got here like the Eight of Swords, and it's really where she's felt, this babysitter's felt very helpless, and problems and issues. I do think that whatever happened, someone else turned up to assist, okay? And I'll get into the area where she'll be, but there's a high likely that she's around Earth, but there could be water at some distance. There was definitely choices here, and these choices were not like a rash decision. There was actually time taken in this. It was opposite. These two are aligning. It was like they got a plan in place to probably what to do when this occurred. It wasn't like, okay, speedy, kind of something happened really, really fast and just, you know, dump the situation, or I don't mean to say the situation, but like body basically, out of sight. I think they actually, she might have called for help, and the person that arrived was not like, it wasn't kind of like a very rash decision. And I think this person was male that arrived, but they had a choice here, and there's something they've missed, and this is really important. They've been very focused on this, but they've missed some key element, and it might be where something doesn't make sense in the case, but they've not paid attention to something that was going on around them at the time, where they've been focused on something else. One of the elements is that this has been happening and there was not a focus on Haleigh, but also this could be where there's not been a focus on the home, okay, so the safety of the home. But here it's interesting, the home hasn't necessarily come up, but I do feel like this is the home aura. And I am not sure about this party card. I don't know if there was someone at their home or she was somewhere where there was a party at some stage. But there was definitely a lack of emotion and love here. And I think there could have been a fight, or they could have split before this. There's something here about that. And we're talking about the 9th, okay? Let's go on to, and I'm going to come back to this card about the 9th, because I actually feel, that's why I want to dissect the 9th, that there's high peaks of the timings of when this could have happened with Haleigh. What I do want to say that I feel strongly is when the 911 call happened, the person who made the call knew more than what they were letting on. Okay, they knew more than they were letting on. So let's look at 12 a.m. onwards on the 10th, see what we get, right? Just need to check the time. Okay, let's check it's recording, never mind about the time. Okay. I'm confused if I'm getting told to use this deck. Okay. What happened on the 10th, 12 a.m. onwards, please, Spirit? What happened on the 10th, 12 a.m. onwards? So she was definitely gone by the 3:30 a.m. call. That's what I meant. This was kind of like in a bit of a reverse position when it fell out on my hand. There we go. You know, these people are like between, yeah, it could be late teens, early 20s, and we're talking until about, could be 35, but I feel that they're younger, you know. I'm just going to put this like this because it sort of fell like this on me, right? And we'll see what happened to Haleigh after 12 a.m. on the 10th. Are you falling? Yeah. I'm getting a very strong headache. I do think there's a head injury. My head is killing me. So on the 10th, there was a waiting for the person to arrive, which explains what we got on the 9th energy of the whole case in general, right? The person that arrived also, very lack of love kind of energy here. Definitely someone who's also involved in substance abuse. Done in the night. And there could be also someone the similar age as Haleigh, early teens. Oh no, okay, so I do think there was a brother, okay. I do think that she does have a brother, probably younger, okay. I also wonder if Haleigh has a brother who would have been younger than the people here. It's a loved one, basically. Ten of Pentacles. Taking her out of the home. Let me just ask the question what I wanted to ask. Do you know what I'm getting? I'm getting that there was some strange people that even Misty was aware of that seemed to be, do you know when you see a couple of people around like for a few days on the trot, or you start to see these people but you feel they're a bit weird? There was that energy also around, by the way. Yeah, so there's a female that's responsible for this. I'm just going to confirm again because I asked for a card. It's not the card, but it's brought me the imagery. I'm getting told to pull from this deck. Too many cards. Oh, there's the card. Okay, so yeah, a female is responsible for this. Now, I always try to be careful on, I know other psychics and readers will just take it firsthand, but I try to be careful on what I get before pointing the finger, because when we say the female's responsible, she is responsible because she was the guardian that evening. So she's responsible to whatever happened. But was she direct hands in what happened, or did, for example, Haleigh walk out? That's what I just want to be very, very cautious of. But we saw here what I was saying on the first row very clearly, that there's an involvement. And here as well, we've got the there's definitely more energies, and beyond the stepmom kind of knowing more of what, not the stepmom, I think they've been married or something. Someone definitely came to the rescue on the 10th, like kind of like being a knight in shining armor, but is not a knight in shining armor. And it was done in the evening. It could have been heading towards the water, like I said. So now what I'm going to do is I'm getting throw take. I'm going to take immense pressure in my head. Let's take in the house what happened, or in general, whether the father was there at the time or not. Anyone who's involved in this case, because show me what happened between 8:30 and 9:30 on the night. 8:30 and 9:30. 9:30 to 10:30. 10:30 to 11:30. 11:30 to 12:30. 12:30 to 1:30. 1:30 to 2:30. Am I right there? And then, because I feel like this is the hot time, okay? We've gone into the 10th. So 8:30 to 9:30, I think the dad is home at this time. 8:30 to 9:30. 9:30 to 10:30, Knight of Swords. There could have been a fight, okay? There could have been a fight, or even if there was communication, there was something. They had some harsh words, something was there. The dad was very harsh. This is where probably definitely a verbal okay? 8:30, 9:30, 9:30, 10:30, 10:30 to 11:30. We've got heartbreak. Okay, so we'll see what happens now. 10:30, 11:30, 11:30, 12:30, Three of Cups. I told you there's more than one person. There's a party here. I do think that, right? Probably the father left at this time. We'll get a clarification. 8:30, 9:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30 to 12:30, 12:30 to 1:30, Seven of Pentacles. 1:30 to 2:30, elimination. Last card, 2:30 to 3:30, that card again. Okay. This is where the stepmom has gone into absolute panic mode. 2:30 to 3:30, she's gone in absolute panic mode. Where's the girl? And just really frantic, anxious, etc. Now, the Seven of Pentacles here was okay. So yeah, it's the Seven of Pentacles is to do with the energies that were here, and there was actually because this doesn't mean it on the tarot, there was actually substances being taken here, money involved, etc. 8:30, 9:30, 9:30, 10:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30 to 2:30. This is where they might have got rid of the body. Okay. So she was definitely gone, I believe, on the 9th. I believe probably on the 9th, going into the 10th, but by 1:30 to 2:30 max, she was gone. That's why I say the 911 call was not telling the absolute truth. It'd be interesting to see an absolute lie will be that if Misty didn't said that she woke up earlier or later, I don't think later, than 1:30. Sorry, if she woke up before 1:30, 2ish, then she's telling a lie. Absolutely. Yeah, the girlfriend there was a fight. The girlfriend was really hurt. I don't know if they decided to split or something like that. She was in a rage, okay? Herself, she was in a rage. He was in a rage. She was in a rage. He was acting a bit more immature, but she was really jealous about something. And this is not a good energy when we see her in reverse, okay? Not a good energy at all, okay? So I think then she's decided to have this party or gathering or something. Somebody, there's more than one person that's at the house or where she goes to party. And it could be that's where she's gone and she comes back and things go wrong. I do not think at all that they gave Haleigh any DRUGs. I believe this is separate from that. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, Haleigh was unalived by someone. It was not an accident. Okay. Why do I say that? Because let's say she walked out the door or she was whatever, lured out the door and then she was left afterwards alive or she walked out. No, whatever happened was by a female and it was a female that was probably on DRUGs, very cold and calculated at the time of doing it. Calculated, I don't mean, do you know what I mean in terms of being cold? I don't mean it in terms of really sharply calculating the plan. No, I think this has kicked it off. I think this kicked it off. And they've forgotten something. So here it seems like between 12:30 and 1:30 is likely when she was waiting. This has happened, right? And she was waiting for someone to come in, probably one of the nights that we saw to get rid of this. But also she was very wary that, was it winter? Hang on a sec, what did we say? February, yeah. She was very wary of when sunrise would happen and she still had time. While she was partying, whatever's happening here, whatever they're taking, she was really hooked on not letting go something from what happened earlier in the evening and probably other issues that they're having. And I do believe that there would have been some communication in terms of this with that Page of Pentacles as well. I don't know how people can do this crap, you know that. And it's during this time where she becomes really careless. So we're talking at 11:30 to 12:30 is where the carelessness comes in. You know, I think she was high at this time, and bit of immaturity. Okay, I do think that there was the exchanges happening. It's really concerning because there was young ones here as well, but Haleigh was not given any of this, all right? And then this had happened. So by the time 2:30 to 3:30, whatever she said on that call, she knew more. And so basically, she has the answers, and so do a few other people. Believe it or not, a few other people fall. They do have a few answers. There's so much that I want to tap into on this case, but just to give you an overview. Because I want to read their actual energy. But what I want to do is tell you the locations before I do that. Okay, told to look at the bottom of the deck. Definitely exchanges of I don't think she exchanged for money, but there was an exchange here. There was exchange of monies for what they were doing. I get a confirmation that they probably were in the trafficking, and also some other hands involved in helping get rid. Um, so location, I got like between Madison and Jenkins Drive, that needs to be checked. And also Gilbert, and I think my note says Dewis Drive near Westgate, the woods there needs to be checked. Heading towards St. John's River, I would check around Norton's Fish Camp Road. Heading sort of on, when you're looking at the map area, so I'm not sure if it would be east or not. When you're looking at the map, it's west. Their house is kind of there. Go out all the way west. There's a river there. I don't know what it's called. I think it's St. John's River from what? No, it's towards it. I've just put towards the river because I couldn't see the name of the river. They need to check certain patches there and towards that river, basically across Green Lane and where West Sisters, there's a west where there's Seven Sisters, sorry, there's a bushland there that needs to be checked as well. It's kind of west towards the riverside. These are hot spots for her, and I hope that they had checked at the time. I don't think they checked very well at the time. Told to take this. Double confirmation. So there's definitely I don't think she was home all that evening, to be honest, after the timing of 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, from 8:30, 9:30, 9:30, 10:30, 10:30 to 11:30. From, you can say from 11:30, I think she was somewhere else. I think she's probably returned and it's happened at the home. But absolutely, Haleigh didn't walk out, okay? She didn't walk out. The biggest confirmation I get is that it was at the home, but I do get the third card I asked for lands on someone else's. There was other house involved here. And I think that's maybe where she wasn't home all the time. I wonder how this little boy's energy that I get. I'm going to have to look that up. Maybe he was younger, so he was just totally sleeping all this time. And I wonder if Haleigh woke up while they were partying, or there was someone there, and that kicked off the irritation. This girl also seems a bit small, you know, she's not a big 5-year-old, bless her. There's a bit of vulnerability, like I said, in terms of her energy there. And okay, so So I get from this, you know, what can be done to try and help find Haleigh is who was at the party, who were they always in touch with, always, so not just one off, in terms of the DRUGs or the hangouts, who also the father knows these people, by the way, okay? He knows who these people are. There's been money also involved in this, and I do believe that they've been kind of around the house as well. So they know where they live. They're not kind of like, I don't want to say they've been in the house, but they know where they live. Anything else? A Knight of Wands, all around similar ages. I think the dad is older, but we're talking until about a bit younger than the father, anywhere from Misty's age upwards. I think the majority of them was actually in their early 20s, going on to 30s, rather than as young as Misty, but there could be here, okay? Do I take this? No. This is too many cards, but okay, that's a no. So what I might do is, if you're a member or a patron, or if you're a subscriber as well, you want me to look at their energies separately. There's some of the things I wanted to touch base on, but I wanted to just read on this very quickly. This is what I've got. I'll probably look into it a little bit more, but that's it. That's what we're getting really here. Track it back to people that would have been involved, and the father does know the people as well. It's not like he doesn't know them. This is messed up because I do think that I worry about this little boy. Does anyone know if there's a brother and where this brother would be now? I hope the father's got clean. It just circles, doesn't it? But I would definitely check the areas I've mentioned. She's not in another state. I'm frightened there won't be justice or a body found, but whereas Chiron, I do think there will be a body found. I didn't say what card I want. I'm not. Yeah, it might be challenging to find her body, unless one of the people that was there and has clues, even like they've witnessed something as they get older. If they say something, there's a better possibility. Otherwise, I just don't think it's gonna happen. It could also be someone elderly who passes by something that triggers a search, which is not necessarily Haleigh, and some things fall upon that way. I'm going to leave this here, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments. Another one is coming to my thumbnail. I don't know anything about it. A girl called Aisha Degree, and I don't know the state. It's in the US, and I think that one's around 24 years. Let me know if you also enjoyed the unsolved case that I did. I forgot to look into that into a more detail, so your validations around that on Amy. Oh, her last name is complicated, but you would have seen it go up. Members, Patreons, and subscribers, I'd love to hear from you. Take care, and I hope you enjoyed this hard readings. Bye bye for now.